listen up, please. Oh my, I'm trying to move to England. This job waiting for me. It's something that I specialize in, and it'll give me enough free time to also focus on my own work and building my own name. And I'm super excited. So it's gonna be with my friends, and it's awesome. And right now, I'm actually incredibly lucky because I have friends in England who offered me a job doing things that I love with people that I love. Right now, I have an incredible job working with amazing people in England waiting for me. And I just have to get.
I just love asking for help on the internet. Because like I found my dream job, and I got my dream job, but I gotta go to the dream job. And the only way to do that is to pay to get there.
I was supposed to be working for Stuart Temple of Black is Black and Culture Hustle fame. I was actually supposed to be working for him as part of Culture Hustle. Career was in a full upswing. I had just done my first solo exhibition. I was being handed so many opportunities. As stupid as it sounds, I was kind of a local celebrity, but I knew that my dreams were a whole lot bigger than Texas, and I needed something else. And after getting to go to England and visit the Culture Hustle studio and absolutely fall in love with the work they do there, and after looking up to Stuart Temple for like half my life, I asked if I could work for him, and he said that we could figure something out. And he knew that I had a deadline to make it happen, but once that deadline started approaching, he completely ghosted me for months. And because I wanted to see the best in him, I assumed that he was just busy. I continued doing what I needed to do on my end, fundraising, working my ass off, turning down opportunities, selling almost everything that I owned, stuff that I still have not been able to afford to replace over a year later. But the closer we got to that deadline, the less I got. Eventually, I just went around him to his assistant, and she was kind enough to give me the no that I needed. At the beginning of this year, I was staring homelessness in the eye and begging it to flinch. Because at the end of last year, I got really screwed over. I was supposed to have a job in England waiting for me, and then they pulled out at the very last minute. A couple years ago, I flew halfway around the world to meet an artist named Stuart Temple. With the help of the scheduling director at the time, I got to spend some time in the Culture Hustle studio. I made amazing friends, I helped work on some things, and it was the most inspired I had ever been in my life. I definitely did not want to leave, ever. Before this visit, during this visit, after this visit, me and Stuart had messaged back and forth quite a few times. I thought he was great. But then, of course, I got back to the States, realized I really didn't want to be there anymore, and I wanted to go back to England. So I took a chance, which is what got me to the studio in the first place. And I asked Stuart outright, hey, I need to be out of my current living place by this time. If I can get the funding together, if I can make a move happen, would you hire me? And when he said that we could probably make that happen, I was ecstatic. I was over the moon. And looking back, that really was just a positive maybe. I need to join a band right the fuck now. Because what the fuck do you mean? What the fuck do you mean? If this is real, my dreams are revived. I am on top of the world. If this is fake... oh no! Kevin Lyman, please do not fail me now. I need you to shove Live Nation's face into the fucking dirt, please. When We Were Young Fest is so fucking over, please. Please, oh my god. My 15-year-old emo heart cannot take this. I need answers. Because what do you mean I went from being told I may never sing again, to finally getting my voice back and being better than I was before the accident, to now having a very real possibility that I could one day actually play Warped Tour? Something I also thought would be taken away from me. Normally, I would be screaming right now, but I live in an apartment and my roommate is working in the next room, and I can be so normal about this. I am so normal. So very, very normal. I am a full-time TikToker, which is not technically new information. This has been my job for like 2.5 years on top of the jewelry and the art. My friends have called me TikTok famous since I had more than like 100 followers, but it's never really clicked, I guess. Just tell me why I'm scrolling my For You page and I see one of my favorite YouTubers show up. I think, oh, I'll just go to their page. We'll see how they're doing over here. Because, you know, TikTok's so much different from YouTube. And I look and I realize I have more followers than he does. I catch myself thinking, oh, it's probably because he only posts gaming clips, and those don't do as well over here as they do on YouTube Shorts. And suddenly I'm thinking of how he can add to his content over here to make it do as well as he does on YouTube. And I realize I'm strategizing. Because I understand this platform and how it works. Because it's my job? And now I'm just kind of reeling. Because how did I get here? I've shipped art and jewelry to 16 countries on 3 different continents because of TikTok. I've met fundraising goals for myself and others because of TikTok. There are typically thousands of people who see my face and hear my voice on a daily basis, and a considerable number of them like me enough to follow me so that they see it and hear it more often. I paid for my apartment and all of my bills because of TikTok, and I do it well because it's my job, apparently. Do y'all just ever get really unexpectedly grateful all of a sudden? I'm never not grateful, but man is it hitting me right now. I am a niche internet micro-celebrity. What the fuck? What is happening? I used to wish I was a Vine star. This is as close as I'll get, I guess. All I need now is a mediocre music career. Unfortunately, as a former woman, I am entirely incapable of being mediocre. I even have an outro phrase. Who allowed this. I think I need to go lay down before I start influencing people. Okay, love you, bye.
You want to know what I'd do if I woke up tomorrow and just randomly had $10,000 in my bank account? Because I'll tell you what I'd do. I'd buy a new motorcycle. And because I'd have a little bit left over, I would fix the current motorcycle when they can't keep up with my skills. And that way I'd have 2 motorcycles. One for fun little drives to like the post office and stuff, and one for actually going places, because the one I have right now is not fast. Topped at like 60, so it's fine for like roads. But I have places to be, okay? And sometimes I would like to go the speed limit. This is Texas. Going too slow will get you killed, actually. Does anyone want to buy a painting for $10,000? Because I have some. I've got a lot of them. I will trade you my art for your money. Perfect trade, honestly. A win-win situation. And then I will spend that money very frivolously on a new motorcycle. Dude, that is very useful to me. Okay, go check out my shops. Okay, love you, bye.
So what, fun fact about me, I'm disabled. Yay. But I'm also the funniest motherfucker on the block. So last year, my roommate's partner's family invited me over for Easter because I didn't really have anywhere else to go. And they're amazing. I adore them. But because of my chronic pain, I can't bend at the waist. Like, it feels like I'm being stabbed from the inside. And so Easter egg hunt was kind of out of the question. However, this year I had an idea. Oh my god. Like, that one definitely wouldn't be here in time, but I could go find one. I could go find one. I don't know if I have enough change to spare it, but I just might. I just might. I've decided that being allergic to alcohol is the worst allergy you can have. Not because I want to drink it, because I don't. I have no intention of ever drinking. Didn't even before I found out I was allergic. But it's in all the fancy, fun desserts. They just throw wine and shit. Like, it was such a nice cream cake. I love lemon cream cake. But I took one bite and something told me to stop eating. Something told me. And I waited 5 minutes, and my throat started to get all itchy, so I took a Benadryl, and then I go to look at the website to see if they have the ingredients on it, and they don't. They don't even have a description, because it's like the one of the week. No. I'm suffering. Don't be allergic to things. It sucks. I want cake. You can't have any. Yeah, I'm sad about it.
Almost had a moment. Almost had one of those moments.
Seen the guy moving halfway around the world just to be closer to a YouTuber? If y'all think I would make a massive, life-altering decision that takes years of work to achieve, just because I was willing to admit on the internet that I think a musician I don't know has a pretty laugh, then y'all really have the wrong idea. And I suppose you have a better explanation? I was supposed to move to Bournemouth a couple years ago. I had a job lined up, I did a ton of research, made a ton of preparations, admittedly got a little too excited because it ended up falling through at the last minute. But when I finally dusted myself off and got myself back on track, and decided I could probably just move out of the US on my own, England was the easiest choice because I had already done so much of the work. But why Brighton specifically? But when I visited England and met the people I had hoped to be working with, I completely fell in love with the South Coast. I've always wanted to live near the ocean, and it's gorgeous. And Brighton is a really popular city right now. I've got a bunch of friends and support in the area, and like with most college towns, it's got a thriving art and music scene. And people keep telling me it's the gay capital of the UK, which I think is hilarious. You expect me to believe that's the only reason? I mean... I'm sure I'm not the only guy in the world who would let his decision to move somewhere be influenced by a sports team. And why would you like their football club if not for a crush? I grew up in the sport. My whole family played, we helped run a non-profit youth club. I was a referee for 6 years. And when it comes to the Premier League, most of the other teams, Chelsea, Arsenal, Bournemouth, Leicester City, to me, they all play like assholes. They time waste, they flop, they play dirty. Brighton actually plays the game. I mean, I could talk about how Verbruggen, Van Hecke, Weaver are pretty much the sole reason I have a paid fan club membership to the Netherlands national team. I could talk about how Matoma is such an ace fucking striker, he literally has a PhD thesis that he wrote about dribbling. Or how the last transfer window broke my fucking heart because we lost Estupinian, who was my favorite, Lamptey, and Adingra. I actually think you should stop talking. Did you know that the head coach, Fabian Hertzler, was born in Houston, Texas? I really don't like you. Yeah, that's fair.
You know, one of these brushes is the best paintbrush I own, and it's not the two that cost me money. This one, I think I paid like $5 for it. It sucks. It won't actually spread the paint. It just pushes it around. This one came in a 3-pack, and I hate it. It's got plasticky bristles, and the bristles just fall off and get stuck in the paint, and bad. But this one is my baby. No matter how well I wash it, it always dries really stiff. But it spreads the paint so beautifully, and it blends like a dream. And the best part is, it didn't cost me a cent. I found him in a McDonald's parking lot, and I love him more than life itself.